Hi everyone! Welcome to our Instagram Live event. I'm Annie with Mom's Meat, and I'm really excited to be here with you guys today. I hope you guys are going to be joining in. I have a really special guest today joining us, and we're going to be talking about how superfoods support your family's health. And so I'm going to go ahead and invite our guests in to our event here. So I'm inviting Carolina King, founder of the award-winning website Mama Instincts. Hey, Carolina.
Hi.
Hi, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, I'm excited about this.
Yeah, me too. So, Carolina, have your kids started school yet?
Next week, online,
Okay.
all virtual.
Yep, I know. Virtual for us as well. And I know this is such a timely topic because with everything that's going on in this world, like I know what's top of mind for all moms is how do we keep our kids healthy for the school year? And I've really been obsessing over this lately because, I've been trying to kind of, I don't know, not think about it, for the summer and trying to get, have some peace of mind. And now that school is right around the corner, I'm really panicked about it, to be honest. So I know this is going to be an interesting, a really good topic, and I know all these moms on here are going to relate to it. But before we get into it, I just want to say, everyone who's joining us, we are giving away some really great prizes. So Carolina is going to be the Vanna White and show us all the prizes. But Sambucol is sponsoring this event. And so we have some really great things planned for you guys, and we hope that you'll join in on the conversation. We want to hear from you. So make sure you're, leaving comments, ask questions, all of that. So just a little bit intro about myself. I'm Annie, and I'm from Mom's Meat. And Mom's Meat is a large online community for moms who are passionate about raising healthy children and healthy families. And one of the things that you can do when you join Mom's Meat is, sign up for sampling opportunities. And so I just invite you and encourage you to go to momsmeat.com to join for free. And then today, I introduced Carolina earlier, but I'll kind of just, go over who she is again. So she has an award-winning website, Mama Instincts. She also has a Mama Instincts podcast. She's a TV contributor, writer, and speaker. And Carolina, tell us a little bit more about, I don't know, like everything that you, you write about and you talk about, like what's your passion?
Well, my passion is definitely positive thinking, gentle parenting in a different way, and obviously listening to your intuition when it comes to parenting, hence the name Mama Instincts. So my blog is all about parenting and also green living and healthy living. So this obsession of keeping kids healthy, it probably started when I was pregnant with my first baby, and it's just, gotten worse over time. I learned a lot along the way, and so I feel like every year during the cold and flu season, I'm like boosting their immune system, but now more than ever.
Yeah. Well, I know, I think all moms can relate that it typically starts with the first kid. You're like, oh my gosh, this little precious human being, how am I going to keep them healthy and safe? So
I feel like probably like the moms that are watching can relate, but when I became a mom, there was a lot of like mainstream parenting stuff that just wasn't like vibing with me. And that's why I started the blog, because I want to connect with other moms who are also wanting to parent a different way, and I also wanted to give resources. So I'm excited to be here because I feel like Mom's Meat and what I do aligns pretty well too.
Yeah, definitely. And we love your blog and everything that you do at Mom's Meat. So we're excited to have you on board here as well. So I guess I'd love to share the prizes, go into that a little bit more. So we have 5 winners today. And in order to have a chance to win, leave us comment on this post, ask questions, participate, tag a friend who you think that, might want to hear about this topic, about keeping, your family healthy. And then we will select the winners on Friday. So 5 winners. Can you show us what the prizes will include?
Yes, so we have 5 different prizes, and they vary a little bit with what products they have, but it's mostly there's Sambucol syrup, and gummies, which my kids like. I have to confess, I eat them as a treat for myself. I want to crave. They're really good. They taste really good, gummies. And then they also have like immune boosting like little powders that you can put in your drinks, tablets. Basically, they have black elderberry in every format, so you can find something that's gonna work for you, for your kids. And so we're giving away little prize tags with a couple of the products, as well as these squishy balls, which my kids are really
fun.
This up.
That's awesome. Yeah, I also have my favorite gummies here too. So like you said, it's kind of like if my kids ask for something sweet, I'm like, oh, here, have some.
I used to put in lunch boxes when, back to school as their treat.
Yeah, that's a good idea too. So yeah, we kind of touched on this earlier about kind of starting school back. And I know there's a lot of people actually, who already started school. Their kids already started school. And depending on where you're living in the country, of course, I think it all looks different. I'm in New Jersey, and so at first they said it'll be hybrid, 2 days in school and the rest virtual, and now suddenly they changed it to all virtual. So again, it's a very stressful time, and so that's why it's such a timely topic for us to talk about immune support. How do we? I mean, we know kids are germ carriers. I mean, they're the cutest little germ carriers out there, but they are germ carriers. So, I know that you came kind of prepared to tell us a little bit more of your tips and your, tricks in terms of how to keep our kids healthy. And, I think this applies even if you are virtual, having kids in virtual school, because, they're still kind of out there. You have to build that, education even when they're in virtual, because eventually they will go back to school in person. So yes, I'd love to hear more about your thoughts and your tips.
So, like you were saying, I feel like boosting their immune system should be just something that we do like every day, not just now, because we're constantly being exposed to germs, and we want our immune system to be able to fight them off. And so there's different things that we can do to boost that immune system. So that's like my approach with my kids. I'm sorry if my screen is like going black. I don't know why. I hope you can see me well.
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay.
No worries.
So, to boost your immune system, you need like a healthy lifestyle, right? And sometimes with children, that can be a little complicated because some kids might be a little bit more picky eaters. Like I have one child who's very picky and the other child who will eat anything, right? So I think a few basic things that we should do, especially now, lots of outdoor time in the sun, because vitamin D levels are very important when it comes to the cold and the flu season. There have been some studies about it helping with coronavirus. So definitely outdoor time, because fresh air helps, the sunshine helps. Definitely eating healthy foods. And so one thing that I do with my kids, which I actually learned this trick from Dr. Bill Sears, is I set up in the morning a veggie and a fruit platter. So if you go on my Instagram stories, you'll probably see a few examples of that. And I just leave it on the table. And so I add different fruits and veggies that are healthier and like that can boost your immune system, in just a variety. And it's either gone in an hour or it takes a few hours. But by leaving it out on the table, they just kind of like walk by and snack. And that's how they get their daily dose of fruits and veggies.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it works pretty well, and a lot of my followers have also tried it, and it has worked well for them. So that's one tip, because you can hide healthy things in the kids' food, but you also want them to eat them, right? So it's about exposure. Keep on serving it. Don't be like, oh, why not, or like, yay, just it's normal. This is normally what we eat. This is good. And of course, Sambucol is one of those things that I use to boost our immune system, because I actually learned about it way before I met Sambucol from my naturopath about 6 or 7 years ago. She loves black elderberry, so she was like, you need to have this just all year long in your house for when they're sick. And so when they're not sick, it's like kind of like a supplement that you take daily. So Sambucol is one of my favorite things to use during the cold and flu season, but really all year. So we have the gummies and we like the syrup, and we just go back and forth between what my kids like. But the way I use Sambucol is my kids take it every day, or roughly every day, because I sometimes forget to give them supplements. And I'll give there's Sambucol with like other supplements like multivitamins and vitamin D and other things. So they just get a little bowl of gummies, which is very exciting for them.
Yeah.
And then what I actually learned, and if you read the labels, it'll tell you also how to use it. But what I learned from a naturopath is that once they start showing symptoms of getting sick, you can give them black elderberry up to 3-4 times a day, because this is a berry extract. So you can't really overdose on Sambucol gummies. I do recommend you hide them, because my 4-year-old once ate almost a whole bottle.
That sounds like my 5-year-old.
That happens to you. You don't have to freak out. You don't have to worry. But so yeah, you can kind of like, when they start getting sick, I just like to give them a little bit more to kind of like, my naturopath says, like, shock their immune system with like the good stuff. And then my other favorite way to boost your immune system, and this is our favorite smoothie. We call it a pink smoothie. And funny enough, I use the Sambucol to make it a little bit pink. I have 2 girls, in case you haven't noticed, with a pink smoothie. And the smoothie has 2 cups of leafy greens. It has tons of strawberry, which is what makes it pink, a little bit of mango, and all the different things that I have. I have even sneaked ginger in the smoothie, and idea. And then I add the Sambucol. So for example, because I have 2 kids, I'll just check the bottle, the label, and I double the dose, because I know 2 children are gonna drink it. And then we put it in the smoothie. And so the smoothie is a great way if you have kind of like a picky eater that doesn't want to eat a lot, or those days where you feel like your child hasn't eaten enough. I make a smoothie, and then I also add a little bit of protein powder and whatever other supplements that I have. I have different immune boosting things like the Sambucol liquid, and I also, if they're sick, they also have some echinacea, different things, and you just put them all in the smoothie.
That's a great tip. I mean, my kids love smoothies, but I end up just making the same old boring smoothie recipe every single time. And I never even thought about putting in Sambucol in there. I mean, what a great tip.
Well, you know what? And the great thing about Sambucol, I have even put it in like drinks for the adults.
Oh yeah.
So good. But you can, like, if you're having cereal, if your kid just don't want to eat it, but honestly, like, this tastes so good, I don't know why your kid wouldn't want to eat it, because it tastes like a treat. But if they wouldn't want to eat, you can put it like on a cereal, on a yogurt, or different ways, just mix it in with the food. It tastes good. And, I feel like besides all of this, also sleep is so important.
Yep.
And I don't know about you guys, but my kids have had terrible sleep during this pandemic, because I feel like we have no schedule. We're going to try and get our schedule set up for next week. But, sleep is so important, and not only for them, but I think especially for us as parents. So much of our immune system and so much of the reparations of the body and all this happens in our sleep. Yeah. So I know it's hard sometimes, but we got to make sleep a priority and teach our kids from now, like, hey, sleep is important. Sleep is fun. Let's just working it in our routine. And once you start like doing these things, your kids, they just pick up on it and they keep doing it. Like my kids will be like, where's my Sambucol? And this is what they ask for it. Where's the smoothie? Can we have it? Where's the veggie platter today? And now recently, my 4-year-old started making the veggie and fruit platters by herself, because
wow. That's awesome. Yeah, what a great way to kind of make it a habit and a routine in your home. And I definitely love the veggie platter idea. I didn't even think about, I mean, I just think not only is it healthy, but it's a time saver for the mom. I mean, I know my kids constantly ask for snacks. Well, now I can just say, go pick it up from the platter,
Put on the table. And in fact, if you know your kids are fast eaters, you can even put like a hummus. Sometimes I'll do that. I'll put some hummus next to it so they can have too, or like cheese, but just kind of, I feel, because I personally grew up with like body image issues, I want my children to learn how to listen to their body. And I feel like your body tells you, right? Your body tells you what you need, especially when you're sick, right? You'll be like craving. Sometimes, when I'm sick, all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I would love some ginger. And then I'm like, okay, this is clearly my body asking for something, because who craves ginger?
Right.
I'm trying, you kind of want to try and teach your kids, like, listen to their body. What does your body want? What is your body saying? And tell them, like, these things make your body feel good. Can you feel it? And just kind of make it fun, make it part of everyday life, talk about it with them. My kids personally like explanations. So I feel things like, Sambucol, it boosts your immune system, which means like all your little warriors in your body, when they get that, they're like, yay, we can fight everything, because they're little. This is how I explain it, right?
Yeah, no, that's so true. I mean, just because they're little doesn't mean that they don't deserve an explanation or a valid reason why they should choose this over that, you know. And kids are so much more smarter than we, sometimes we give them credit for. So yeah, I agree with you there. Making sure that they understand why it's important to make these wise choices in their life. So Carolina, tell us a little bit more. I know you've partnered with Sambucol in the past, and I know you're kind of, you represent them in different, capacities. But can you tell us a little bit more about kind of Sambucol and the where it came from, and kind of go into that a little bit more?
So, it's interesting because one of the things that I do with my blog is I like to research products, and I like to, so if you're in the green industry, you probably realize that some products make certain claims and they're not entirely accurate. So I have come to distrust little brands. And so when I was looking for Black Elderberry, I went on a search to find something that was like what the label was saying, that was clean, that wasn't just somebody like saying, oh, this works, and they're guessing. And so that's how I found Sambucol. So I first discovered Sambucol. I probably used it for about 3 or 4 years before I personally met the people behind Sambucol, which are pretty amazing people too. So that's bonus points. But what I really like about Sambucol, and what I feel it's different in other products, is, Black Elderberry is not a berry that you can eat. It has to be processed. And the problem when you're making it at home is that you have to process it in the right way at specific temperatures. So you don't know if what you're making at home is working. And I have also read some of the processes from the other brands that did not convince me to want to use these brands. So Sambucol uses the whole Black Elderberry. So it's not just like an extract or a part of it, it's the whole Black Elderberry. And they have a proprietary process on how they extract this, but it's also a standardized dose. So you know that what the label says is what you're getting, because I don't know if you knew this, but in the supplement industry, sometimes what is on the label is not on every single little pill or not on every single little gummy, because when things are made, they just set differently. So Sambucol is standardized, which means like what you're seeing on this label, it is what you're going to be taking. And so what makes Sambucol, I will call it magical. Sambucol has certain flavonoids, which are called anthocyanins, and this is what gives them this little black color. This is, let me show you here. This is what kind of like, these are not real, but this is what. And so this little pigment is what's, I would say, the secret sauce in Black Elderberries, and why Sambucol is so good, because this is so with antioxidants and it boosts your immune system. So that's why I like to take Sambucol all year long, but also up the dose when we're sick with anything, not just the cold and the flu season. It's just one of those things that becomes a staple in your life once you start using it. And, funny enough, my children have not, besides like a couple of days last year, they have not missed school during winter. We just don't get sick. And I feel, and this is my personal opinion, but I feel it's because of Sambucol, because that's how it works. It works boosting your immune system.
Yeah. I mean, I can attest to that too. I mean, at our house, we also use Sambucol, and we don't really take it all year round. We kind of do it around the cold and flu season typically. But as soon as we start feeling something, like we're under the weather, we start taking it. And I'm telling you, it's like, definitely, it feels like, it's just my personal opinion, but it feels like it's a magical kind of, kind of substance that really kind of helps turn it around a lot quicker than if you hadn't done anything. So yeah, I agree with that.
Back when we were like going out places and I would go to conferences, I always had some like a box of these in my purse, and I would just start taking Sambucol before I went, like upping my dose a little, because I knew I would be exposed to more germs and more people. And ultimately what you want is kind of just give your immune system that boost so they can fight off everything. Yeah. And I did ask where there's grown, like these are grown in France, these Black Elderberries here.
And there's actually some other questions that are coming in. So someone's asking, what else are in the gummies besides elderberry?
Okay, so they have disclosed all the ingredients, but the main thing, it is a Black Elderberry, but some of the products, they have combined vitamin C and zinc. So you kind of have to check the label on which product you're interested in, but they disclose all the supplemental part as well as all the ingredients. So for example, this have a little bit of sugar, but very little, 1 gram tapioca syrup, purified water, pectin. These are if you're asking if they're, in case you want to know, they're like vegan, they are vegan, they're kosher, they're, I don't know what else. I'm forgetting, but they are pretty clean. And so you can just check each label because they have different combinations. Like there is another supplement I don't have here that I run out of that I like to take with zinc also when we're sick, which, oh, it's actually just like this pastilles.
And what is that? It's
like the normal syrup during like all year long. But when I'm sick, I'll switch to one of these that also have the zinc and the vitamin C.
And does that dissolve in your mouth?
Yeah, this you can just suck on this one, but they also have some other ones that are like little pills that they dissolve, like a homeopathic remedy, kind of with the Sambucol Black Elderberry. So it just kind of depends on what you're looking for and what you want. But one thing that I do like about them is they're pretty transparent, and all this information is also on their site and the studies and everything. So I don't know if you knew this, but a lot of this hype with black elderberries came thanks to the studies that Sambucol did on black elderberries. You know, and not all black elderberries are the same. So you just want to make sure that you research, especially the supplement industry. You want to make sure that you research and that you use brands that you can trust. So for me personally, I like everything I think I've seen about Sambucol. I like all the studies that they've done. I like that they're using all the right things and all the parts. And so I only stick with them.
Yeah, yeah. And, you know, for those of you who are wondering, and you guys, honestly, if you're watching this, you should definitely check out the website and learn more. But there is a 20% off code if you use Sambucol Party 20 at Sambucol's website for the next 24 hours, I believe. You can get 20% off of any Sambucol product. So that's a really great deal. You guys should go do that soon because
stock up now, because in the past times when the flu and the cold season gets a little crazy, they start running low on stock. So this is the time of the year where I start stocking up. Like every time I go to Costco,
yeah, and
like on Amazon, you can also get it there.
Yeah, and I know, I think I've heard that like Sambucol had, you know, there was like, such a great demand for it. So you also don't want to like miss out on getting the products in your homes. So yeah, Sambucol Party 20 to get 20% off. Carolina, so there's a couple of other questions. Like, what would you say out of all the Sambucol variations, like what is your favorite one to take? Like what is your personal favorite?
So my staples and the ones that I buy when I'm outside shopping are the gummies and just the syrup.
Okay.
So I give my kids, sometimes I only have the other syrup that doesn't say kids. The ingredients are just slightly different, but they like the texture of this one a little bit better. It feels like a little bit more liquidy. So I always have the liquid stuff and the gummies. Mm-hmm. The liquid stuff, you can buy more of it. The Costco one is a pretty big bottle and it's more versatile, but obviously the gummies, the kids love the gummies. So we have both pretty much all year long.
Yeah. Okay. And do you think that, I know another person was asking about allergies. Do you think there's any reason to worry for like allergy, like people with?
Yeah, well, you should always check, right? Because, you know, allergies vary, but these are free from, I want to say most allergens, but okay, here they are. Free from gluten, dairy, soy, wheat, nuts, eggs, artificial color, flavors, preservatives, and no drugs or alcohol.
That's awesome. All right, great. Well, is there anything else that you want to kind of share before we wrap up?
If Costco has it, yes, Costco has it. And I don't know right now, because, you know, Costco sometimes varies things, but in the last year or so, every time I've been at Costco, they've had it on their, you know, like bathroom and supplement section. And it's the best deal I found. Also with the 20% off coupon, that's probably a better deal than Costco right now.
Yeah, definitely take advantage of that and visit the Sambucol website to, you know, find out where everything is sold as well. So I know that they're sold in a lot of different places that people, you know, shop. So, so Carolina, was there anything else that you wanted to share about this topic or anything like that before we wrap up?
Yeah, I mean, I think mainly it's a scary time, you know, for a lot of people with everything that's happening, and there's so much out of our hands. But the one thing we can control is our health and what we do. So this is the time that if you haven't already, to just start setting good habits. And don't get overwhelmed. Don't try to like add 50 new habits tomorrow, but start little by little, something that your immune system, and then maybe you realize you're not going on outdoor walks enough, so maybe then you can work on that. And once you've nailed that, you can work on sleep, or just find the pace that works for you. But I think this is an investment in our long-term health, and it's important. The other day my daughter heard that one of her friends was sick, and she was like, "Mommy, do you think they went outside and got enough sunshine and Sambucol?" I thought it was so funny. I was like, I don't know, maybe they learn. And so one thing that I do is I explain my kids everything we do and why we do it. Because I think it's part of, if you want to be healthy, sometimes you have to, I like to understand why. So I explain why to my kids. Why do we do this? Why this is so important? So just have a conversation with them, make it fun, and I think when it comes to kids and keeping them healthy, don't force them into anything. If you put out the gummies and for some reason they didn't like them, you can just be like, okay, well, here are the gummies, and every day offer them until they take them. To this day, I have not seen a kid who didn't like the gummies, but that's an approach I take, especially with like new foods and vegetables.
Yeah.
Just keep putting it out there, have them eat it, and then just talk about all these different things, because this has to be a team effort right now, right? Like staying healthy, this homeschooling, virtual schooling, is everybody in the family chipping in. And I have little ones, and they're chipping in their own way, right? Like very little, but that's how it starts.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. Well, thank you so much, Carolina. This was so helpful. I'm definitely going to start making those pink smoothies. So,
greens, right? So I told you. So you can hide it when the greens. And honestly, the people at Sambucol are so nice. This is why I like partnering with them, because for me it's important also the humans behind the company. So if you have any questions, they're not people that are not accessible. They are accessible. Like I will go and ask questions. I'm like, well, do you have a study showing this? And they'll provide you with a study. So anything you need to know, feel free to ask them. Or, I pretty much live on Instagram. Feel free to send me a message too. If I don't know the answer, I'll check in with them. So just ask anything you need to know.
That's great. Well, thank you so much, Carolina, for joining us. And it was so good to see you again. And hope you and everyone else's school year starts smoothly. Definitely thinking about everyone, and definitely wishing everyone a healthy start to the new year.
Yeah, stay healthy.
All right. Thank you so much. Thanks everyone for joining us. Bye.
Bye.